Alright, you guys, my name is Michael Whipson Allen, and I'm coming at you from Let's Expand the Page, EAK Crew Productions. And today we're going to go over Darkworlds, and we're not going to go over really the deck as in making one, although you could screen cap this and make one, I don't care, pause the video, whatever. But we're going to more or less talk about how to stop them from doing what they do and what they do and how they get it done so fast. So first off, Dark World is a deck where you pretty much discarding your monsters from your hand via spells. Um, I wouldn't really say traps. No traps do it, except for Mind Crush. But via spells and monster effects, Morphing Jar, Fabled Raven, and there's another fiend. It's level 3, I think, that lets you discard one. But anyways, so what they do is they use Dark World dealings, they use Drag Down to the Grave, they use Gates, and they just pull out the shenanigans. So let's just go over the decks, monsters, spells, and traps real quick so that we can really get into this. So there's Beige or Beelge, however you want to pronounce his name. When he's discarded from your hand to the graveyard by an effect, all these are by an effect, he gets special summoned to the field, which is great. When this one is discarded, you draw a card. So, great pairing with this card. You draw 2 cards instead of 1. Grapha, which is the main monster of the deck. When he's discarded from your hand, you destroy a card on the field. And he also has a summoning condition, where he can be special summoned to your side of the field by returning 1 Dark World monster on the field to your hand, which is great because you can pitch him, thus special summoning him, and then returning him. You have Snow, which is like your Stratos of the deck, even though it's not a Stratos search. It's more like kind of Commandant, is what I'd say. Because you want to use like dealings or something along the line, drag down to ditch Snow to the graveyard so that you can get your field spell card and do some things. Um, we move on to Morphing Jar, who just, the whole hand is in the grave and then draw 5. So it's a really powerful draw engine for them, and they're not negging on the discard effect like you will be. Instead, they're either special summoning monsters, they're getting to destroy something, they're drawing an extra card, they're searching for something specific. It's crazy. Tour Guide, of course, searching for the Saga, and you can search for Brow as well. A lot of time people go Tour Guide, search for Brow, return Brow, special summon Grapha, great play, and now you get to draw 1 monster in your hand once you discard him, maybe using Gates. Sangin, great card, add Brow to your hand. Hell, add Tour Guide, add Raven, add Morphing Jar. Then of course, Fabled Raven lets you just drop any amount of them that you want from your hand. Can get your engine going, and for that round might even turn into a beat stick and a target for this little guy over here. And let's not forget the fact that he's a tuner. We've got Monster Reborn standard, Heavy standard, Dark Hole standard. The dealings is so they can draw 1, then discard. It's an effect, so they'll get their effects off. Gates of the Dark World, main draw engine, I would say, and just powerhouse card of the deck. Remove a fiend from the graveyard, drop a fiend from your hand to the graveyard, draw a card. So you can see effects are happening and they're drawing a card. So real big plus. Drag down to the grave, great card in their deck, because most of the time they're going to force you to discard a Dark World while they get to discard one of your good cards and see your hand, and then you both draw 1. So another draw engine of their deck. Foolish Burial, a card that is used really well. They can either use it so that they can kickstart the gates since they need a monster in the graveyard, or they can use it just to dump the Grapha so that first turn they can go blah blah blah, get Grapha, summon, back into my hand, Grapha's on the field. What are you going to do? Mind Crush, I think this card works the best in this deck, because in this deck, you can use it to either call out a card that somebody's drawing, be it off of like a Gear Frame, a Girga Search, a Pot of Duality, Or you can even just try to get one that's lucky and knock it out of their hand. I remember once I was playing against dragons. I wasn't even sure if he had the card, but I was playing Darkworlds, and all I had in my hand was a Griffa. So if I was wrong, worst case scenario, I get a Griffa discarded to the graveyard, uh, thusly getting its effect. Best good scenario, or the other scenario is me discarding a card from his hand. I called out Pulsar against Chaos Dragons, ended up dropping 2 out of his hand. I thought it was pretty funny. Um, Compulse, it's a great card. Really gets rid of XYZs that are super popular in this format, and for those people still playing um, Synchros, and it can also give you the game because they think they're safe because they have a set monster, attack, compulse, you know. Um, Deck Devastation Virus, one of the best cards in this deck. I wouldn't run more than 2. I personally only use 1 in my deck because I'm also running Epidemic, so I don't want that to clog too much. But I mean, this card really kills a lot of decks. Like windups, pretty much just die after you use Devastation, and then of course Epidemic Virus can just like really shut down decks. I mean, you stop the Exodia deck that was made popular by Jarrell Pro Winston. Stop Chain Burn. You really slow down other decks. Get rid of just one whole third of their deck. I mean, come on. Reckless Greed, because they have so many cards in their deck that have draw power, that not drawing for 2 turns won't affect them. Not in such a negative light that it wasn't worth using. And then, of course, you can stack Reckless, so you run the 3, and you just some broken shit. Skill Drain, great card in the deck because nothing except for Morphing Jar and Raven and Tour Guide, which is 3 cards out of a 16 monster lineup, actually have an effect that activates on the field. And so, but they are in the deck, so that's why you're only running 2 Skill Drain and not 3. Plus, 3's kind of a clog. Yeah, the summoning condition, by the way, so everyone knows the summoning condition of Grapha, being special summoned, that is A-okay to do with Skill Drain. But of course, you should already know that because it's in the grave. But what's really important that you know is that it's A-okay with a Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. And then there's the Bottomless, just because it's broken. I hate playing against like Levels and stuff when they go Rekindling. I go Bottomless for all, but it's a great card, this format. Now, we know what the deck does, we know how it works. What we really want to understand is how to stop it. So some cards that you are going to want to use to stop the deck are not Light Imprisoning Mirror, but Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. What Shadow Imprisoning Mirror is going to do is it's going to stop the effects of these 3, these 3, these 3, those 3, and Sangha. Which is, I mean, come on. That's 3 monsters that he now has that can actually do anything. Now, like I said earlier, just in case you didn't catch that, Grapha's effect to special summon himself is a summoning condition. So you can still use that. You can still bring out Grapha, but all they're gonna have is a 2,700 beat stick. Now be careful though, because they can still deck W you. Not gonna be a good day. And then of course, another way to beat them is Macros Cosmos, because if they're all going removed out of play instead of to the graveyard, they're not getting their effects off, and if the Graphas are hitting the remove from play, then they don't even have their boss monster, completely dead in the water, they got nothing to do. And of course the last thing that you can do to really stop them is play them, because the only thing worse than playing against a Dark World deck is playing against a Dark World deck while you are playing a Dark World deck, because the mirror match is disturbing. Your opponent uses Dark World dealings first turn. I mean, let's just look at that. Like, you dump Snow and special summon their Grapha or something, that's in their graveyard because they dumped it for you. So it's just not something that you want to do, you know. But thank you. This has been an analysis. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment, rate, rate. Please comment and subscribe. Bye.